Hey everyone, Steve Tolen, and here we are once again back with another episode of Change the Game, and I'm delighted to be joined today by a good friend, Marco Romeo. Mate, how you going?
Good, mate, good. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you, mate, for joining us. I really appreciate it. And Marco's someone that really embodies everything that this kind of series is about. You know, the power of mindset, resilience, tenacity, backing yourself. The guy's been into boxing since the age of 12, with a stellar kind of amateur career, and we're going to talk, recently about his career. He's had 9 professional fights, he's been climbing the ranks, dealt with a lot of adversity. The stories that I like to get out of it is nothing comes easy, right? You've got to really work hard, back yourself. So we're going to talk about the episode where he went over to LA recently, did 4 months in a camp at the very famous Wildcard Gym with the legendary trainer, kind of Freddie Roach. A bit which is really Rocky-esque. He sold his car to actually go over there and fund his trip, which talk about symbolic. So, mate, without further ado, how you going?
Good, mate. Good. Just getting back into it now. Back in camp. We've got a big thing coming up in 5 weeks against the Australian champion. So, just locked in and, looking forward to the next big challenge.
Yeah, man. So, mate, for those who don't know, tell us, who is Marco Romeo even?
Marco Romeo is just a high personality character that just, wants to become world champion one day. Been my dream since the age of 12. I started boxing, and since then I kept visioning myself at MGM or one of those big stadiums just with my hand raised. So since that age, I've been following this dream, and I'm getting close there. I'm getting close.
Yeah. Talk a lot about mindset. Why do you believe that you'll make it? What is it that goes on in the brain? Talk us through that kind of process, mate, that self-belief.
And it's just I love this sport, and I'm very selfish with it. When you're passionate about something, I miss out on birthdays, Christmas, this Thanksgiving, everything that there is. I just put it all to the side and I just focus on myself. And I feel in order to become great, especially in a sport like this, you need to have a mindset like that. You need to have it where my only priority is boxing and being the best. So I've had that mindset since I was a kid. 11 years, 12 years later, I'm still like that. So it's only a matter of time before, I get there. You put your mind to anything and you just work hard, it'll come.
Mate, from the little I've known you, but you're focused, right?
Yeah.
Talk us through that process, because there must be a lot of sacrifice towards getting to that kind of pinnacle.
Mate, a lot goes into it. Well, people see you on fight night, and that's their perception of you. They see only what you bring that one night out of the 365 days of the year. You know what I mean? But it's what goes into the camp. It's the early mornings. It's the diet. It's the antisocial life. You're not talking to anyone. You got no friends. It's just the grind. And honestly, that's where I feel more comfortable. After my fight, I go out and I try and celebrate, but I hate it, to be honest. I prefer being in the gym quiet, alone, working on myself. I know that's the way to be successful in life, and you've only got one life, and I'd rather work hard and reap the benefits from that than go out every weekend and drink and party and have a whole bunch of friends. I don't need any of that thing. I prefer just to work on myself and be the best version of myself. So
love it. I love the commitment.
Sorry, mate, I went a bit off there with the ADHD.
No, mate, it's that focus, that dedication.
Yeah.
For me, a career in sales, and I talk about this, what separates the elite from those that are kind of run-of-the-mill, it's mindset, mate. It's discipline.
Yeah.
It's getting up every day. Even in the business or the corporate world, people think that going the extra mile now is coming into the office or going in on a Monday or a Friday. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And the ones that are successful are the ones that just go, we're having a crack, right?
100%. Doesn't matter how you're feeling. After my fight, I got a little bit sick. I got a sinus infection and all that. So I was bedridden, but I was still trying to do something at least once a day, even if it was just a light jog, or even if it was going to the sauna or something. My mindset is just do something. So it doesn't matter how I'm feeling. If I'm down, I still just try and get some sort of activity in to better myself every day. Yeah. So yeah.
Talking about big dreams. So age of 12. When did you decide to kind of go all in? Like you say, world champ,
mate,
Australian champ. So what was it?
Straight away. I remember finishing every Wednesday. I'd finish school. I'd do a 20k run. I was just on the road for 2 hours. The gym used to be in Manly, so I'd run from my house to the gym, train, then run back. I was just obsessed with it. I was training like now it's like train smarter, not harder. But back then it was like training harder and harder. I was just like in love with the sport. I had the grey trackies on, watching Rocky, trying to drink the eggs and everything. I was just obsessed with the sport. But it was like from 12, I knew this is what I want to do. I had the dream. I had like listening to music late night in bed, just visualizing like where I want to be. And man, like I said, 12 years later, we're just still doing the same thing. And I kind of like think about like, don't let that kid down. You know, like when I'm feeling down or feeling like, oh, this is hard, I don't want to do this anymore, because it's a hard sport. I think about like myself as a 12-year-old, like don't let him down. Like, you know, we've done all this to get here. Like we still got to keep going. So, yeah.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah.
It's pretty deep and it resonates. So what was that like when you becoming the elite kind of amateur champ? What did that kind of mean? Did that kind of help push you on, or was it a stepping stone?
It was a big, like, I've always had a lot of self-doubt in my abilities as a boxer.
Okay.
You know, I never really like, I didn't have a name in the amateur scene or anything, so you hear about these guys, like, this guy's really good, or he's had like 100 fights, they've been overseas, they've done this, and then I'm like, oh, I've got to go fight them, and I'm like nervous as hell. I'm like, I'm going to get whooped here. Like this guy's way better than me. And then I go in and I just smashed them. I'm like, man, I just remember this one fight, it was for the tryouts for the nationals, and I smashed the A side, and I honestly, that was like the first time where like, I've actually got something. And I got so emotional after that fight. I remember I started crying and everything, and I'm like, damn, like that was unreal. So then I went to nationals as the A side, and then I ended up winning my first nationals, and that's when I was like, yeah, okay, that's good. And then COVID happened. So I was supposed to go to the Commonwealth Games, but COVID was around that time, so they only took like there was like 12 weight classes. They only took 6. So unfortunately, I missed out on my opportunity to go to the comms, and that's when we decided to turn pro.
Yeah.
But just winning the nationals and beating those guys that were hyped up in Australian sport, I knew, okay, I can actually do this. Like, I've got something.
Yeah. So what changed when you went pro? And it was 3 years ago now, was it?
I think it's the fourth year now.
Just going to 26.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So what kind of change, right? Because it's obviously a very different style, but routine, etc. How did you kind of change?
Well, the first, like, when I first turned pro, my coach Tom, he took me to LA. So I got to go to LA overseas for the first time, and I've never been overseas. I've never done any international type of competition before. So I got to experience my first, like, okay, real deal. These guys are like the top level. And then I get in there and I spar, and like, again, it was another eye opener. I was like, oh man, I'm cracking it with like amateur fighters that have had like 300 plus fights, or like champions or national champions or whatever, world champions as amateurs. Then I'm versing like upcoming pros, and that was my first year, and I'm like, okay, like we're doing well. I held my own, this and that. So we kind of just, and it's a bit of a change, right? As an amateur, I always had a pro style. I hated the high pace, the tip tap thing. So I kind of found the transition easier for myself, where we're more like taking our time with our shots, thinking about what we're doing. It's more like chess. And I love the transition, and definitely going to LA definitely made me more confident in my skill set. And yeah, like
the recent trip.
The recent trip, yeah, but the first trip I was like, yeah, like I just another reason just to keep me motivated and to say, okay, well, I know I can get to that position there.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
Yeah.
So boxing is called, with good reason, the loneliest sport, right? Like, do you think that's kind of a fair assessment? You know, no teammates, etc. Talk us through again that kind of philosophy, right? Like, because again, you know, there is no team around you. It's all on you.
Yeah, no, it is like I said, that I actually rather be alone. Like, weird enough, like I kind of my friendship group, like the people that I have really close in my life, I can count with like 2 hands, maybe less. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got a small circle of people that I trust, and that's all I need. That's my team. That's like my family, my friends. It's a very small group of people, and I like being alone. It's weird, and in this sport, I think you need to be able to enjoy that. You need to be able to. No one's gonna force you. No one can hold your hand, and I think in life, people need to have that sort of like. You can't be baby fed. You have to like be able to take it by yourself. You know, like how much do you want it? Okay, I'm gonna get up at like 3 a.m, go like run mountains or whatever it is. Like, do it by yourself, and I think I want to be successful, and I think that's the kind of mindset you need to be successful. You can't be worrying about that BS outside. You can't be worrying about what he's putting up on social media, what she's doing, this and that. I just like to focus on myself and make sure I'm the best version of myself. So I'd rather be alone.
Mate,
Yeah.
it's really powerful.
Yeah.
Again, and looking at this from a business sense, right? It's interesting. People who launch their own business,
Yeah.
it's a very lonely journey.
Yeah.
Right? There's no one
Yeah.
there. There's no salary, or there's this, that, and the other. It totally resonates.
Yeah.
And it takes a very special person. And you deal with setbacks, right? And the key is you kind of keep moving forwards.
Yeah, 100%.
How do you cope then with that kind of solitude? You're being on your own. Like, 'cause again, it's pretty deep, man.
Look, I'm not gonna say like it doesn't affect me. Don't get me wrong. There's been times where I feel like I wish I had like a girlfriend, or I wish I had just someone to
So you got it. Okay, look.
Oh,
You
by the way,
got that in. He's single. He's single.
I am single. My Instagram will link down below.
Single and ready to mingle. That's the second one we've had on this series. That's fantastic.
But honestly, like, don't get me wrong. There is times I am like that, but I think I've just gotten used to it now, and I'm quite antisocial as well. Like I say, when I go out to like clubs or anything, I don't talk. Like I'm just there, like kind of waiting for it to be done. Like I want to go home. Like I'm not a very social. Like I'm social. I'm like, if you talk to me like out on a day, like I'm a social guy. I know how to like communicate, but I just like working by myself. I feel like I'm very independent, and yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but there is times where I do feel the low points of it, but because I've done it for so long, I feel like I've just adjusted. I know how to like, man, don't worry about that shit. Let's just get back to work.
Yeah, mate. Again, elite performers, you have to do it alone, right? There's no,
you can't be worrying about that.
No, mate.
Like,
you can't rely like on other people.
Yeah.
So that resonates. On the flip side of that, I know this because I've been lucky enough to support you over the last kind of couple of years. Without the support, you know, it is on your own. I know you've got a really close kind of mix of sponsors, haven't you? From Vic, from kind of Muscle Republic, etc.
Oh,
I mean, the sponsors,
Vic from
mate.
Muscle Republic's been with me since day one. You know, we've got a lot of like day ones, yourself included.
Thank you.
We got Ryan Short, but like for Short Marine, but like they do play a big role. We just had Shannon, who's helped us out from Shred Sled. He's just like launching his own business and just getting like people on board. It helps. It does help. You know, it is a hard sport, but it helps with my training, my recovery. Makes life for me a lot easier. Yeah. Pushes me forward, and yeah, like Team Rumble Romeo is growing. I'm starting to get a bit more respect from the Australian public now, and I just love the fact that we're growing and people want to help out, and it makes traveling to get to like, you know, if I need to go to America, a lot easier. So it is good. I like what we're doing, and I like that, you know, as a brand, Rumble Romeo, it's gaining popularity through that.
Yeah, mate, I've seen again, I've known you since, I think it was your fourth fight.
Yeah.
And then even seeing the calibre of your kind of sponsors. You had Reese up, didn't you? The drink that's kind of
Yeah, Reese up's jumped on now as well. Yeah, with
Middleton.
Ant Middleton,
Yeah, mate,
so they've all jumped on.
You must be proud of that, man, because
Absolutely,
to see them jump on board.
So it's, especially having like Ant Middleton, like he likes now repost my stuff, and it's just like so surreal. So I'm proud. I'm like, this is what it is like. This is what the hard work. Like I never thought I'd be in the situation where I've got like a company like Reese up jumping on board, or having someone like Vic, who is like possibly one of the biggest like active wears in Australia, jump on board. It's just it's a really surreal feeling, and I don't want to let these people down as well. So that's another motivation to me.
Yeah, mate, you feel a responsibility to people who, and it's amazing to see people want to get behind you in your dream.
Yeah.
And again, seeing the dedication, again, for me, and this is what this whole series is about, I relate it back to sales. And what separates those that really persevere and successful, it's again, I keep saying it, it's mindset, it's work ethic.
Yeah.
Those who are used to putting the graft in, right? There are times when no one kind of sees. So mate, talk us about, I want to get to kind of LA, right? So, you know, Freddie Roach, obviously legendary kind of trainer. What was that like? And I guess what took you over to LA? What was the prompt?
I kind of, so I've been to LA 3 years in a row. So the first time I went for 2 weeks, the second time I went for 4 weeks, and this last time I went for 5 months.
Okay.
So I had a fight here for the IBO, one of the IBO ranking belts, and I kind of just hit a stalemate. I'm like...
Was that against Frank?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm sparring the same people. I was too comfortable. I was sleeping in my own bed. I had the air conditioning, this and that. I had my car. I was just like, if I really want to be a champion, I need to put myself in a situation where I'm not at a benefit, you know, that I put myself in a poor spot, like, to even like test me even more, to challenge myself even more. So I said, F it, you know, I just sold my stuff here. I said, I don't need my car anymore. Like,
bumped into you in the pharmacy, do you remember?
Yeah.
I'm off to LA, I was like...
just like that. Honestly, everything happened in a span of like a week.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm selling my car, Mum, I've booked my trip, see you later. And she's like, what? Where's this come from? Like, Ma, don't ask questions, I'm off, okay? Right. And I just took off. And that's honestly how it happened. It happened within a week, and it was the best thing I could have ever done. Like, the experience I got there, I was at Wildcard for 5 months. At the start, you know, who are these people, this and that. Towards the end, it felt like a new home. It's a home away from home. And I fell in love with the people, Marie and Freddie, like the owners of the gym. So lovely, like the hospitality they gave me, they made me feel so comfortable. And then obviously I'm getting tested in the sparring as well. I'm versing like Kane Sandoval was one of my main sparring partners, who's now the 3rd fight on Zuffa Boxing. Like, he's like on the main card. That's on tomorrow with Dana White's new promotion. So just to be in the ring with him and doing great work with him. Callum Walsh is going to be headlining it. I was at the gym with Callum Walsh too, training, because I was training with Dickie and Dickie trains with Callum. So it was just where I needed to be, running the mountains every week, like no days off, staying in the ghetto. Like, I loved it, really? Honestly. Like, I would never recommend anyone to like go for a holiday, but for a boxer, you have to go. It's night and day, and I can't wait to get back out there.
Were you out your comfort zone initially?
Yeah. Like, I was doing like 20,000 steps a day just to get to the gym. So it was like 10K there, 10K back. No, it was like 7K to get there. But I was doing that walk 4 times a day. You know what I mean? So by the time that's like 20,000 plus steps on top of the training that I was doing, like, just to get to the gym. But then I had to get back here because my visa ran out, because, you know, I'm fighting Jason Malia, but dates got changed twice.
Yep.
So, and then he pulled out the 3rd time. So I came back because the date got changed, and then I ended up going back there. I just did a week, got back there. I had to do a GoFundMe this time because I didn't have any more money, which I got the support from that. And we got back there, and then he pulled out again. But, you know, it is what it is, but it was definitely well worth it. And then we took the Jason Fawcett fight, obviously, on 3 or 4 weeks' notice. But, yeah. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, talk to us about that. So you came back, and there's one thing I mentioned up front, mate. Like, when you went over there to did the camp, you went all in, didn't you?
Yeah.
You flogged your car.
Yeah.
You know, there was an old saying, Napoleon was said, you know, we go to the end, we're going to burn the boats. I mean, there was no turning back from that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you went there with the intention of out the comfort zone.
That's it. Now I walk every day to the gym from here. Like, I don't need my car. Like,
mate, with those shoes, no one's going to rock you over. Can we get them on the camera, mate? Only a boxer, a very good boxer, could wear these shoes. Like, seriously.
I want people to like see me running.
Mate,
that's Marco right
there.
They
can see you right across Bitwater Road, mate. Don't worry about that. But mate, on a serious note, like there's no turning back there, right?
No, and I knew this is what I need to do. I said I don't want to be like these other guys in Australia. Like, I want to show that I am willing to do whatever it takes to be the best.
Yeah.
Even with the competition that I want to fight, like, I want to fight the best. And we fought Jason Fawcett, who was a good fight. I would love to get the rematch, but we have another challenge ahead of us, and it's the Australian champion. We could have, obviously what happened with the fight in December, we could have taken an easy route and slowly built back up. But I said, no. I said, I want to fight the best. I want to be the best.
Yeah.
I said, I don't need any tune-ups. I said, I'm already ready. That's the fight that we've got. So I'm glad that, you know, these promotions and all that were able to make that fight happen, because I don't need tune-ups.
Yeah.
I don't need tune-ups. I need to get through this country. Like, I know what I need to do.
So, mate, there's a couple of things, and I think it's interesting, the fight the other night, you know, we won't get into controversy. Second round counters, you know, the quit, whatever, you know, with someone there, and boxers, you know, taught to kind of lean into adversity or whatever. But again, the fights that you've taken, I remember you took the Hunter one.
Yeah.
On Ricky, 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
You know, you come away with the W.
Yeah.
You fought Frank, I remember you fought Ken, and then the Jason one, correct me if I'm wrong, you had about 4 weeks notice, right?
Yeah.
You signed the contract, and that was the biggest one you've done.
That was the biggest one on the biggest show. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way. I mean, it was a hell of a fight, and I did get deducted 2 points, but it would have been a draw if it weren't for those deductions. So I think...
Dubious deductions, let me point out people as well.
We'll I don't want to dwell on it, but... I think we owe the Australian public a rematch.
Yeah.
I think let's both get... He's on the same card as me.
Yeah.
Let's both get 3 hour victories.
Yeah.
I'll have an Australian title to offer him. He will still have that WBA. It was a draw. There was no winner.
Yeah.
If
the points
were deducted. And I think the fans want to see it. It built up a lot of hype. We made 9 news. You know what I mean? So... I think we owe it to the fans, and I think if we do rematch, it can't be going the distance. Yeah. So I think that's definitely a fight that needs to happen at some point this year, along with a lot of other great fights. Like, once I'm Australian champion, I've got that target painted on my back, so I know everyone's going to want to get that belt, and I'm ready for that.
Yeah. We were there at the ICC. You earned his respect. You earned a lot of respect.
Yeah.
Right? You might not have got the W.
I think that was a big thing as well. I did earn... We put on a hell of a fight, and I showed. I came out untouched. It was a great fight. It was a great fight. I think I showed Australia, and that's why I still think I was able to get this shot with Jason, is because I showed that I'm a legit fighter. You know what I mean?
So, again, mate, you had the loss, right? The thing is, you took the shot, right? You did the camp. You took it on 4 weeks' notice, right? I remember it was back and forth. The Malia fight was kind of there, but the thing is, mate, most people never take the shot.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest issues with boxing, right? Where people, I love listening to Ko Mazudier as an example, right? He's always talking about like he wants to get in there. Joel Camilleri's been very active this week on social media. Yeah. People want the fights, right? Yeah. And so I think full credit to you. You didn't get the W, but the news then, which I saw, obviously, with Ricky and Wanda, I think it's fantastic. So you've got the chance, right, to go up for the Australian title. Talk to us about that. How'd you feel?
That was surreal. That was the fight that I've been chasing. I called Jason out 2 years ago. I'll put it on my Instagram soon. As soon as he won that belt, I called him out. I don't know if I respect him as a fighter. I think he's right as a person. I don't really care for him as a person, but I don't respect him as a fighter. I think he's gate-kept that belt for a long time, and I think it's time to give a young, hungry fighter that belt. He's had one fight since winning it. I don't think he deserves it anymore. I think he should have vacated it. We could have had a lot of great fights domestically for that title, but instead he decided to hold it ransom. So I'm going to take that belt, and I'm going to give the Australian community what they want. The Australians want to have great fights, and I'm going to give them that.
Okay. Does this fight feel like destiny?
Yes, 100%. This is it now. Obviously I took that loss with Jason, but I gained the respect. The fans saw that it wasn't really a loss. Do you know what I mean? So I still had that, but right now it's like we've got to get back in our winning circle. That's it. This is it for my career. You know what I mean? Right now, everything goes into this fight right now. Everything's on the line. So,
and it's a stack card as well. I think Ricky's done a
stack card,
job,
man. I gotta make those little adjustments and stop this guy. Okay. Yeah.
Changing gears, kind of slightly, but
Yeah, sorry about that. I just got into my full boxing mindset right now. I was about to pop off. And just start talking. I thought you were Jason Riley for a second. I saw Jason. We can start now.
Sometimes I have to take a break. The confidence, whatever. You got to go in there. You've got to have that warrior mindset, right? Jason's stellar career, and he is the champion, mate. It's going to be a hell of a battle.
It will be a great fight, and I did respect him because they wanted the fight in Melbourne, and I said let's take the fight in Melbourne, and then that didn't end up happening, and then No Limit got involved, and they changed the date, this and that, and then he pulled out. So my respect has lessened since then. Yeah.
Buy your tickets and tune in late February, people. It's going to be a hell of a card. How's your mum?
Mum's great. Yeah, she's she doesn't know if she wants to come to the fights anymore. Okay. She's at that point where it's like, I think I might just stay home. And I told her, I said, man, that's fine. I said, you don't need a car, like,
I saw them, mate, they were on the front row.
Yeah, she was like, I couldn't watch. I'm like, it's boxing, ma, sorry.
Yeah, but you, on a serious note, I remember you spoke one of my events, was getting on about 18 months ago.
Yeah.
And, you know, boxing is the toughest sport that there is. You know, it's a combat sport.
Yeah.
I remember you talked about your purpose and your why. Do you remember?
Yeah, like I wanted to put mum in a house and all that, which is true, you know. I kind of snuck into the business class lounge on the way back to Australia, and I flew business class on the flight. I snuck upstairs as well, and all I could think about was like, oh, I need to put mum here. Like I was like, I'm gonna put mum in these seats. So it was another motivation. I'm like, all right, one day I'm gonna be fighting at MGM, and mum's flying business class, first class, or whatever. So it is definitely a big motivation, even if she does my head in. Yeah. It's still a big motivation. Sorry, hey, mum, you know I love you, but God, it gives you a headache.
Yeah. But you've got to have, mate, your family behind you. I know you're proud, obviously your Italian heritage, etc.
Like I say, like I've got a very small circle, and it's like people that are in that circle are family. Like, you know what I mean? Even like Paul, like I consider these people family. Yeah. So it's my mum. It's my brother. They're the ones that I go home to every night. I was calling them every day when I was overseas and everything. So yeah, they're the ones that I'm doing this for. You know, okay. It's for the family.
So, mate, prediction, late Feb. I think we already know the answer for this one.
Yeah.
You know, getting your arm raised, walking away with another belt.
Yeah, and I think knockout. It's gonna be it can't go distance. It can't go distance, and Jason knows that too. Even for him. You know, he knows he can't go distance this fight too.
I wonder your mum doesn't want to come to this fight.
No, someone's getting slept, and it won't be me. Like slept.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, like I can't wait to whoop some ass,
mate.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it myself. It's been a pleasure, mate. It's been a pleasure following you on this journey. You know, seeing you kind of put everything into it. I'll back you 110%, mate, and it's going to be a hell of a brawl. Like, it's going to be a battle.
And it's going to be a great night. Like you said, Stat Carl Wanderers has done a hell of a job with this, to match these fights. And for me to be able to headline with the Australian champion, I can't wait.
No worries. Mate, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. What can you say to that? I mean, this embodies everything when I talk about change the game. You know, I talk about mindset and mastery. You know, if you're going to do something, don't mess about, go for it, right? You know, hone in your craft, but put your all into it, give it your all. You can't rely on anybody else. Again, boxing, it's exactly the same. You know, relate this back to the sales kind of perspective. You're going to do it, and that's what really gets people to the elite level. So, mate, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on.
We'll speak soon. Thank you.
See you guys.